we are doing the Manel Kape versus Almabayev fight card. We're doing the first fight on the main card. Let's get right into it. But remember, this Saturday is the live watch party for this fight card, so hopefully I'll catch you all there. Let's get right into today's video. This fight being Hyder Amil versus Gomis. Gomis is 14-2. His country is France. He stands 6 foot tall. He weighed at 157 pounds 90 in his last win. Has a reach of 73 inches and a leg reach of 43 inches. While Amil, on the other hand, is 10-0, undefeated. His country is the Philippines. He stands at 5 foot 9 inches tall. He weighed at 160 pounds in his last win. Has a reach of 70 inches and a leg reach of 39 inches. So based off these first stats already, Gomis has the height advantage, the reach advantage, and the leg reach advantage going in his favor. Yes, he has 2 losses, but he has 14 wins, which is more than Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil, the only thing going for him in these stats is being undefeated. The weight is going to be at the featherweight bout limit, hopefully, as long as these two weigh in correctly. Also, another thing that I didn't state at the bottom, it says -205 for Gomis and a +170 for Hyder Amil. So if you are betting on this fight card, I don't recommend betting, but if you are, the person you'll get more money from if they win is Hyder Amil, but he is the underdog going into this one. Gomis is the favorite based off of these stats on the UFC site. So Gomis has, because Gomis does have a lot going in his favor. He has the reach, he has the height, he has wins. Yes, he does have losses, but he has experience from that. He's got a lot going in his favor. So what he should do is keep it nice and long, keep it rangy, and use his striking. If he does need to get on the inside, it's a little bit easier for him to get on the inside to work down the range, because he doesn't have to cut down someone else's range and reach. He just has to cut down his own. Hyder Amil has to get on the inside. If Hyder Amil wants to get the knockout or a submission, he has to get in close to get the advantages to do that. So Hyder Amil is at a disadvantage based off these stats, and Gomis has got quite a bit in his favor. But let's move on to win buys to see how they've got it done in their previous fights. 60% of Hyder Amil's wins are coming by KO or TKO, 10% are coming by submission, 30% by decision, and an average fight time sitting at 8 minutes and a knockdown average of 1. While Gomis, on the other hand, had a 50% KO TKO, 7% submissions, 43% decision with an average fight time in at 14 minutes and a knockdown average of 0. So knockdown average, I'm assuming that is based off their previous fight, with Hyder Amil having a very high average. He has a very high significant strikes, 10% more than Gomis, and Gomis does have more wins, but Hyder Amil has more wins coming by stoppage. Hyder Amil does have some submissions, so does Gomis. I don't see these two really trying to grapple, but Hyder Amil, I feel like if he is to get in close, he might as well just take it to the grappling. Should just grapple, wrestle. I feel like your striking would be great, and you have knockout power, so does Gomis, but I feel that in this fight, you should try and go for a submission because of the reach disadvantage, but that doesn't mean you can't cut down that range and work and get the knockout. Both of them have decisions. Now, out of these two, Gomis is more likely to get a decision if it goes to a decision. Gomis does have the reach, he has the range, he can keep it nice and long. He can, if Gomis lands nice clean strikes on the outside and straight punches, Hyder Amil is going to have a very, very long and tough night. But if Hyder Amil can get on the inside, and yes, it does mean it's going to be very hard for him to find his range, but he'll land the shorter strikes. He can still knock him out, but if Gomis can land the clean strikes, it's more likely for Gomis. We need to check out one last stat for win buys, so let's get onto that right now. We're going to start with Hyder Amil. He has 6 wins by KO TKO, 1 win by submission, 3 wins by decision, and his previous UFC fights have been by knockout, and then the decision in Contender Series. So based off of that, round 1 and 2 will be very, very heavy for Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil is going to be trying to go for that knockout. In his last 2 fights, he's had the knockout. In the UFC, 2 wins via knockout, 1 win by decision. So I do expect this to be a very quick start here from Hyder Amil. But let's check out Gomis's previous fights as well in the UFC. Gomis has 7 wins by KO TKO, 1 win by submission, 1 loss by submission, 6 wins by decision, and 1 loss by decision as well. His last fight was a split decision. Then he won via body kick in round 3 against Giannis. Split decision, and that is it. So Gomis has only won once in the UFC via a stoppage. Every other time it's been by a decision. So more commonly, Gomis will probably win this fight, and if he does, it'll be a decision or a knockout. I don't see him getting a submission in the UFC, at least not at this stage right now. Hyder Amil, on the other hand, though, round 1 and 2 are going to be very heavy, and probably Hyder Amil's most dominant rounds where he's going to be trying to get the knockout. Now, does that mean he'll be dominant as in the fact of stat wise and be able to take control and win the fight by decision? Could be, but I think Gomis will be able to control him enough to win the rounds. I think Hyder Amil has the power, and so does Gomis has the power to knock him out, but I think Hyder Amil is a bit more dangerous when it comes to the feet. But let's move on to significant strikes to see how they performed on the feet in their previous fight. Gomis had an average of 3 punches landed per minute, 50% significant strikes percentage, an average of 2 punches absorbed per minute with a defense of 71%. While Hyder Amil, on the other hand, had an average of 6 punches landed per minute, 57% significant strikes, an average of 2 punches absorbed per minute with a defense of 61%. William Gomis' stats are based off a previous fight, a full length fight going to a split decision to his favor. Hyder Amil, his fight only lasted 1 round. Of course, Hyder Amil's stats, the significant strikes, the landing per minute, it's going to look better. It's going to look overall better. Absorbing, he absorbed a little bit more, of course, as he would have because of the shorter amount of time. If the fight had gone the full bout, who knows, maybe it would have been less. His defense, and William Gomis' defense, let's not overlook anything here. William Gomis' defense, 71%. He absorbed an average 2 punches per minute. He got a decision via split. His opponent did basically nothing to him on the feet, which makes me believe it was a grappling heavy fight. But William Gomis, looking at his stats, he's no slacker on the feet. Does seem that he can do very well, hold his own. His defense is very good on the feet, so Hyder Amil might struggle to get those strikes off and land these significant strikes and land that power. So if William Gomis does probably want to keep himself safe, I'd say get in the grappling, try and get the takedowns, and avoid striking with Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil, I feel like he can do very well in grappling, but we don't really know yet until we move on to the grappling stats. But as of right now, Hyder Amil, keep it on the feet, cut down that range, get on the inside, use your head movement, use your kicks, and use your feints, get on the inside, strike, and try and knock out William Gomis, or even win by points by causing the damage, by landing the shots, controlling the octagon. But let's move on to the grappling to see if it does go down, who could benefit better. With Hyder Amil having an average of 1 takedown in his previous fight, 33% takedown accuracy, 78% takedown defense, and a submission average of 2. While William Gomis, on the other hand, had an average of 1 takedown, 37% takedown accuracy, 70% takedown defense with a submission average of 1. Now Hyder Amil, back to it, only lasted a round. So his takedown average isn't great. Accuracy it was terrible. But for the short amount of time that this fight lasted, it's not good. But maybe it could have improved as the fight went on, as they'd get more tired, so I wouldn't know that. His takedown defense and submission average are the best stats here, because 78% takedown defense, very good. That's what you're going to need against William Gomis. And a submission average 2, again, you're going to have to threaten a lot of submissions. If William Gomis can get you down, you still need to figure out a way to scramble, to sprawl, and create angles so that you can get a submission, so you can threat the submissions, so that if it does go to a decision, the judges feel that you did enough on the ground, but also maybe you could get a submission out of that. William Gomis' stats aren't much better, but William Gomis again went through a full fight. He had the better takedown average, he had the better takedown accuracy, and he had a little bit of a worse takedown defense and a bit of a worse submission average. So how do I think this fight should play out? I think Gomis should go for them takedowns, get down that range, cut down his own range, get it down, keep it nice and long. Actually, try and keep it long, try and keep it striking. But if Hyder Amil and you do get a bit tired, get them takedowns, go for the submission and try and get a submission win or a decision win with control time down on the ground. Hyder Amil, keep it on the feet, keep it nice and long, keep it rangy, scuff the takedowns, keep it on the feet, create scrambles, create sprawls, and stay on the feet and try and knock out William Gomis. But it's just my thoughts, my opinions, and my predictions. What do you guys think? Who do you think wins it? How do you think they win? Apart from that, I'll catch you in a bit. Take care and peace.